The goal tomorrow is to do a pretty long hike. It's called Clouds Rest, and it's about a 13 or 14 mile day. And frankly, I'm not sure that I can do the damn thing. I came up for a few days to come up to the mountains to get some fresh air and to clear my head. Today, it's really about just checking out Yosemite, the valley floor, Half Dome, El Capitan, all of the incredible beauty that surrounds you when you come to Yosemite. So after the sightseeing today, I'm going to get up early tomorrow and I'm going to tackle the Clouds Rest hike. And to be honest with you, that is kind of right at the edge of my comfort zone. It's a 13.5 mile out and back hike, and it's got some climbing with over 3,000 feet elevation gain. All Trails rates it as a hard hike, but does give it 4.9 out of 5 stars for, I guess, beauty and, I don't know, value. I'm not sure exactly what that's based on. Is it a hidden hike? Well, 4,000 reviews would say no, it's not hidden. But when I compare it to the 3.5 million people a year who come to Yosemite National Park, I wouldn't exactly call it a popular hike either. What can I tell you about the Clouds Rest hike? Logistically, you're going to need to allow at least an hour and 15 minutes to get from the valley floor up to the Sunrise Lakes trailhead. It's quite a drive. One of the really nice things about coming at this time of year, late October, is there's very few people. Yeah, it's cold, but it's warmed up nicely in the afternoon. But really, just haven't run into many people, and that's been a treat. I just was thinking about President Roosevelt and John Muir. So my mind will wander on these long hikes, and I just love this story. So I'll try and make it brief. It was in 1903, President Roosevelt visited John Muir in Yosemite. And apparently John Muir grabbed the president for a 3-day wilderness trip that started at the Mariposa Grove, included Sentinel Dome, Glacier Point, Yosemite Valley, and a few other spots that Muir found noteworthy. Now, the story goes that Muir used this opportunity, campfire time, to do some convincing and really talk up the need for protecting the wilds of Yosemite and other places in the United States. And apparently it was this camping trip that prompted the presidential signature on the Yosemite Recession Bill. This is a bill where California gave Yosemite Valley and the Mariposa Big Tree Grove to the federal government and made them part of Yosemite National Park. President Roosevelt went on to protect over 230 million acres of American land for future generations like you and I. So I'm not sure who built these stairs, but boy, am I thankful. Look at this nice sweeping curve. Stairs go down there, and it continues down. Without the stairways and the stonework that people put into this would be much, much harder. So when you see a Conservation Corps worker, thank them. The incredible view from the top of Clouds Rest, it gave me a complete view into Yosemite Valley and all of the mountains that surround the valley. It is crystal clear when you take a moment to imagine this area millions and millions of years ago when the glaciers were here. You can turn in a 360-degree view, and everywhere you look, you can visualize where the glaciers were, and you can see these beautifully formed glacial valleys. Okay, total Nick nerd alert. See all these boulders? Check these boulders out. They're just enormous, and they're in the middle of this kind of valley in this field. And these are what are called erratics. And when the glaciers receded,
they left these rocks behind. Because you think about it, when the glaciers were carving out these valleys, they were taking these big, huge chunks of rock. And those chunks of rock typically got pushed down at the base of the glacier. And this is just a really nice example of a Sierra Alpine meadow. You can see the grass and the trees and the granite behind. And over the years, the granite has been broken down into soil, and now we have a meadow. Okay, so I am on the downhill side. I'm about 10 miles into this hike, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little more tired than I thought I would be, but you probably don't care much about that.
Cloud's Rest is a massive granite formation, and it's really notable because it's highly visible from the Yosemite Valley floor. Another thing that people comment on, and I was kind of thrilled by actually, is as you near the top, you kind of scramble this granite edge, and it has pretty steep fall-offs to the left and to the right. So it is a bit of a thrill.
So, if you thought I was lying about it being cold, here's another example of a terminal moraine. In fact, when I get to the top here, you can see there's some glacial polish at that peak at the very top, which is a sign that there was a glacier there, and we're in a little bit of a glacial valley.
So the good news is I finished the hike and I lived to tell the tale. I have lived in California my entire life and I have seen a few things here in the state. But when people come and they visit and they ask me, what should I see in California? The top of my list every single time is Yosemite National Park. Hikes like Cloud's Rest or the Mist Trail or the Yosemite Falls, or you can pick one. There is nowhere in the world quite like this place, and I know it's not very hidden, but in this case, I think we have to make an exception.